What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about 6ix9ine, the very controversial rapper who has been in the headlines for a pretty long time now because of his ongoing court battle. Well, it's not really ongoing anymore. There was a conclusion today, finally, and with that being said, it's just going to be a video where we're just going to kind of look back at everything and just talk about what's going on here. And it's not a video that I typically make. I don't really talk about, the music scene very often, even though on Twitter, that's pretty much all I talk about at this point, is just like rap and all kinds of different shit like that. But over here on the channel, I just kind of talk about all kinds of different topics, and this is the one I wanted to talk about today because, like I said, this has been going on for months, right? I mean, we've seen all the memes, we've seen all the posts and everything. I feel like everyone knows about it at this point. I mean, like my mom, my grandma, pretty much everyone is aware of what's going on here, which, that's not necessarily the case with a lot of these other situations where people get locked up and stuff. But so to start everything off here, Tekashi 6ix9ine, the flamboyant Brooklyn rapper who carried out a series of violent crimes before informing on his former gang associates, was sentenced to 2 years in prison on Wednesday. He pled guilty to racketeering, firearms, and drug trafficking charges related to several shootings and assaults around New York City. He was also sentenced to 5 years of supervised release plus 300 hours of community service. Because he has already served about 13 months behind bars, he is due to be released late next year. Now, at one point, if you guys remember with this whole thing, he was facing 40-something years in prison because of all the charges that he had racked up and everything. So the fact that he only got, 2 years on the actual charge, but is only really gonna serve, 11 months, I would say he kinda got off pretty well compared to what he was going to get. And let's be honest, I think we all know this. He definitely would not have gotten such a reduction had he not cooperated with the authorities. Basically, if 6ix9ine did not snitch on all of these gang members, if he did not step up and be the one who told on everybody, he was going to catch serious time. So I know there's that meme and everything where Tekashi's a snitch and whatnot, but also, there's also that side of it where it's he would have been facing decades in prison with a lot of these charges and everything. It was all adding up to some serious time, and he definitely didn't want to serve that time. So his attorney Lance Lazaro had asked the court to sentence him to time served, highlighting the risks that Hernandez took in cooperating with the government. Hernandez provided investigators with an insider's view of the 9 Trey gang, Lazaro wrote in court filings, and even testified against 2 former gang members. In court, he spoke of his remorse and how he failed the young fans who look up to him. He stressed that he'd change his ways when he's out of prison. He also directly apologized to a woman who told the court that she was shot in the foot in a July 2018 shooting in Brooklyn. He said, "I'm sorry for what happened to you that day." So that's kind of the rundown of what was really going on there. And just keep in mind, when he gets out of prison, he wants to continue his music career. As a matter of fact, he recently signed a contract with a record label, essentially just continuing his career. Now, the thing is obviously he has to serve that jail time and whatnot, and he's got all that legal trouble going on. But the thing is, and what I don't understand is, how is his music career really going to continue? It's especially after the whole internet mocked him and everyone kind of, he has this reputation built up as, oh, he's a snitch and everything. It's how can you really continue your music career after that? But he's gonna try it. He's going to come out of jail and he's going to attempt it. Apparently, that's what he's going down. That's what he's gonna do after he gets out of jail. Now, here's the thing that I also wanted to go ahead and bring up here, because I think that this also is going to affect his standing when he comes back to the rap community, because obviously, the rap community, there's a lot of this, there's a side of authenticity. Everyone is supposed to be real about what they're saying in music, and especially in rap. But obviously, I mean, if you have any common sense, you would know that, most of these people don't actually live the lives that they're telling people they do in their music. I mean, there are certain instances where it's yes, they actually do. And I think 6ix9ine is a really good example of this, because it says right here, I mean, you can read this right here. Tekashi 6ix9ine's startling rise and dramatic fall began when the 23-year-old burst onto the rap scene with Gummo and its music video in October of 2017. With 360 million views on YouTube, the video shows the rainbow-haired, face-tattooed rapper surrounded by guns, drugs, stacks of cash, and a group of people wearing red, the color associated with the Bloods gang. But Hernandez was not actually a gang member when that video was made. He said that he used the 9 Trey gang to boost his street cred, and in exchange, he helped fund the gang's operations according to the government's sentencing memo. He's out here in a music video with everyone wearing red and throwing flags, and, he's got all these Bloods around him and everything, but the dude's not even in a gang. That would be like me going and making a music video as Lil Optimus, walking out into, you know, just like going out to a bunch of Bloods and being like, hey, I will fund your gang operations if you make a music video with me. You know, like it just doesn't make sense. Like that's not authentic whatsoever. Now, I have some tweets that show what the judge said and everything during the sentencing, and I think this is the best way to really break this whole thing open because, I mean, it's literally all right here. So it's a little bit better than some article. It's just going to give you a rundown of the whole thing, in my opinion. Mr. Hernandez, that is 6ix9ine, if you did not know, that's his name. If you expected to be released today, you will be disappointed, but you are wise to cooperate because your cooperation will result in years more liberty. You met with the government 26 times reviewing social media messages and decoding them. Your cooperation enabled the government to take down a violent gang beyond the 6, including you named in the initial indictment. See, first off, the fact that he met with them 26 times, that's insane. Like, I did not know that that was going down. His cooperation apparently helped take down this gang, right? He is essentially the reason that a bunch of people got arrested. And had he not done this, he would have been looking at a much more significant and severe punishment. So, for his own self-interests, that was the best move that he could make. Obviously, if he wanted to protect his image and he wanted to look as real as he could to everybody, probably not the best move he could have made, especially since he was involved in the gang and he's a rapper and, you know, in rap, this is something that it's just like a cardinal sin. You don't do something like this. So, but for your cooperation, you would get a very long sentence. That doesn't really make sense. I think what they're trying to say is that you would get a sentence if you did not cooperate. When you began to cooperate in November of 2018, some incidents the government did not know about, but it knew about a lot. The April 3rd robbery, the 2 April 18 shootings. I mean, they were already kind of building up a case, obviously. They already kind of knew what was going on, and he cooperated and just gave them pretty much all the other puzzle pieces that they needed to really break this whole thing open. As a result of your musical career, you could have gotten the advice of security people and presumably lawyers and accountants. I have sentenced hundreds of defendants for gang activity. Your daughter had nothing to do with your decision. When you pled guilty, you admitted to attempting to commit murder on April 3rd, 2018 with a record label in Texas, Rap-A-Lot. You drove to 40th and 8th Avenue. Kifano Jordan robbed the musicians at gunpoint. You took the backpack and it was found in your home. As it happened, the musicians surrendered easily, but they might not have. Shit could have gotten escalated very easily, essentially. Later, outside a restaurant, when people yelled, "Fuck 6ix9ine," Jordan struck them with the firearm, so people said, yeah, fuck 6ix9ine. And this dude pulled out a gun and shot them because they disrespected you. So, next was Chief Keef. He was in New York. You were in LA. You offered $20,000 to shoot at Chief Keef outside W Hotel. You later gave 10 grand. Then you were in LA. A rival was live streaming in Smurf Village. Jordan offered to shoot. You said okay. You used 9 Trey as a potent means of getting even with your rivals. You claim that you, quote, foolishly commingled with members of the gang, but it's more than that. The attacks would not have happened without you, and from everything here, obviously, no, they would not have. I mean, he gave the okay to shoot. He was an active participant in some of these crimes. I mean, it's not like he was some innocent person in all this. I mean, let's be honest. Let's keep it a $150 here. He was not innocent in this entire thing. He was completely okay with what was going on. He actually encouraged some of this behavior, and for that, they were going to really kind of lay the law down on him, and had he not cooperated, like I've said, he really would have gotten it. So, you told the U.S. Probation Department that you were brainwashed by the gang. That might be partially true, but the relationship was symbiotic. They got something out of it, but so did you. Obviously, both sides got something out of it. I mean, he was funding this gang. He was giving them money for their operations so they could go do whatever they were doing. He was using them to basically get even with people and to flex like he was somebody that he wasn't, okay? So, Shadi said that he carried an assault rifle to protect you from the beefs that you started. He was recorded by George Rivera saying this: "You didn't shoot, but you are responsible, and so I reject the portrait of you as a passive participant." He knew what was going on. He knew what people were doing. He did not attempt to stop anything, and like this has said in some instances, he was completely okay with it. That excuse is not available to you. By time that you began with 9 Trey, you were a nationally famous rapper. You had a prosperous future. Your counsel says he joined to break out of poverty. I'm not buying that. You were set. And I mean, when you think back on it, that's kind of true. Like, by time he was really, I guess, joining this gang, he already had a hit song. Like, he had filmed that music video with them, right? He gave them money to film that music video. They wanted money for their operations. They'd be in the music video if he gave it to them. That's how the transaction went. He was not part of the gang at that time. Later on, he ends up in this gang and is essentially helping them commit crimes, and is sometimes calling shots. Bruce Springsteen sang about murder. That's a horrible example in this situation, but you essentially joined. Your choice to join 9 Trey was unnecessary. I see a lot of gangs like a 76 defendant Bronze case. They fell in at a young age. Your driver had been cooperating for many months against you. The attack on Frenchie's van was captured on security video. I therefore conclude that one way or another, the full range of your conduct would have came to light. So no matter what he did, really, he was gonna get caught. And I guess that's kind of the way it is with a lot of crimes. I mean, it's so hard to get away with stuff. But I mean, when the driver's cooperating with the federal authorities for many months, apparently, and there's security footage of you doing something, your cooperation was courageous. The danger to you is multiplied by your music career, which I understand you intend to continue. The fact that you're unusually recognizable does not help you. I mean, the rainbow hair, the face tattoos, he's super recognizable. Like, he's not getting away from people noticing who he is. So, you testified at the trial this fall. I saw you staining, I think he meant straining, to make sure that you were measuring your words right. You testified in harsh glare of nationwide publicity. There were 2 other cooperators, but you squarely implicated the 2 defendants. I have no doubt that the process of cooperation for you has been cathartic. For all these reasons, you deserve a very substantial reduction, and you will receive. I followed some of the commentary during the trial. I took much of it in good fun. I appreciated the memes, whether at your expense or mine, but I needed to say that 9 Trey was violent not to be glorified. Cooperation of criminal insiders is a necessary tool. Imagine the members of 9 Trey free today. There was the slashing victim. You are world famous for cooperating. No gang will want to work with you. Everything I've seen suggests to me that this has been a searing experience for you. You have squandered 13 months so far. I do not expect you to be tempted to commit violence again. If you do, I am the judge in your case and your economic self-interest. You have struck a lucrative deal because he has, like I said, signed that contract to continue his music career. The situation is unusual, obviously. That's pretty much why everyone knows about it, I would say. You are very fortunate. You will land on your feet. Mr. Hernandez, please rise. It is the judgment of the court. You are to serve a term of 24 months in prison with 5 years of supervised release. Obviously, he's already served 13 of that, so he's gonna get, I guess, not that full sentence, but I impose 300 hours of community service when you get out and a fine of $35,000. Mr. Hernandez, the worst part is over. There's a great deal to be admired about you. You've learned a hard lesson here. I wish you very, very well. We are adjourned. And that's pretty much where it all ends. It's just a very odd situation, and I think it just goes to highlight that you just can't believe the personalities that all of these rappers are putting off. I mean, obviously, certain ones, yes. There are certain rappers where I'm inclined to believe that they actually behave the way that they say they do in their music, and that it's not all just like a big false character that they're putting on for the whole world, like this whole situation was, where he wasn't even a member of a gang when he was filming the video at first, and then he joins in later. Situations like that, but at the end of the day, just a very weird situation, and obviously now, it's pretty much all coming to an end, at least until he gets out, because this whole 6ix9ine thing has been huge for a long time, all the memes and the posts and whatnot. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on my channel. Follow me over on Twitter at @SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. A surefire way to get notifications of all my newest content. Make sure to check out OpTube down below. It is now live, and join the Discord down below. Lots of great things going on both of those platforms. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, snitching for less time in court, and signing out.